Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for downloading this episode of the Black and Gold Podcast, brought to you by Boonshine Brewing Company. They're trying to make the high country a better place and to help Boone shine. And we have a special event for everybody to mark on their calendars. Friday, December 12th, 7 p.m. Beer and carols. Come sing along to your favorite carols and share a magical evening with family and friends. You can only do something that cool at Boonshine. It's a very unique twist. I'm sure they'll have all sorts of specialty beers available and the classics like the West Boone. The East Boone. And it should be a good time for all. And we're very thankful on this Thanksgiving. Did I mention it's Thanksgiving? For sponsors like Boonshine. I'm your host of the Black and Gold Podcast, Alex Johnson. With me, as always, the world's most famous App State fan. He is Big C. Big C, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, AJ, to you and your family and all the listeners of BGP. We are actually recording on Thanksgiving morning due to some unfortunate events that we cannot control throughout the week. Life happens, but the show must go on, right? And we're going to give it to you no matter when we got to record. And we've recorded it on weird days, holidays. Have we done a Christmas one yet, AJ? Have we done it like a really close?
We've done probably really close. Yeah, we've probably done the day after Christmas. I don't think we've done Christmas.
Anyway, this Thursday, November 27th. Yeah.
So this is thanks to everybody for bearing with us here. We had like Charles said, kind of a really weird week where we could not record our regular preview show on our regular Tuesday night. And long story short, neither one of us have obligations this morning on Thanksgiving, so we wanted to knock it out, even though it's late. So we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best to bring everybody a good episode. We did record. I don't want to get into the details of how we went about doing it this way because I wasn't sure we were going to be able to record period this week together. Go listen to the special episode we recorded with Jason Hunter, a.k.a. Sticks, App State legend, won the first national championship 2005, played in the NFL for 8 years. It was a really good episode, really good insight to his career and a guy that just hasn't been around for 20 years and to get his perspective as an app guy that hadn't been around for 20 years. And just he still has that mountaineer in him. And it's just so cool to hear. So go check that out. That was released earlier this week. But yeah, let's get into the Olympic sports here. Brought to you by Styles Roofing. 704-842-1874 is the number you need to call or text to reach App State alumnus Billy Styles. That is the best roofing crew in the greater Charlotte area. If you need roof repair, roof replacement, they are the best. They're not going to get paid until the job is done and you are satisfied. They work quick. They're going to do a great job. And then also Community One Insurance. Zach Ligon and Matthew Johnson are insurance brokers. They're going to find the best possible deal for you and give you the best coverage. So if you're looking to save some money and get better coverage, and not just better coverage, better service at the same time, you need to work with these two Mountaineer alumni from the Walker College of Business. They love working with Appalachian fans, and they're going to do a really good job for you. 828-455-2335 is the number you can text or call Matthew Johnson. You can also email matthew.johnson@communityoneInsurance.com. And Charles, let's kick it off talking about hoops here. We have, it's such a weird combination of games to talk about because we played a really awesome game on Friday night against Charlotte. It was just such a great environment. It was so much fun. And then we absolutely lay two stinkers in a row to Elon and at Mercer. I don't know if you want to start good or bad. Probably go further back and start with the good. It was a classic, down to the wire matchup where we came back from, I think, 8 points at half and fought our way back and won the ball game.
Classic App State UNC Charlotte basketball game. Always tight, always some drama, always good times. And we were down 7 at half, 37-30. Gave up a lot of points in the first half. Is to Dustin Kern's standards, most likely. But we played a much bigger Charlotte team as far as height and on the inside, on the wings. And I think the story was just we were quicker than them, and we hustled and made that comeback in the second half, held them to 26 points. Got 27 points off the bench. I think that's very big. Andrew Injok was really spectacular. I mean, he played 22 minutes, had a plus minus of 11.
Yeah.
9 points, 4 rebounds. The real highlight here is Kason Jennings hitting that, I'm not call it a buzzer beater, but shot that went down with like just a couple seconds left to get with the go-ahead points to give him 15 for the night. And it was just one of those classic games. Charlotte, was hitting threes crazy in the first half. I think they hit 7, and we're just kind of like hoping like they can't knock these down all night, can they?
Yeah.
Well, we've learned later this week that teams can knock down threes all night against us. But Charlotte didn't in the second half. At least they were 1 for 8 in the second half, and just a good, just a classic game. Charlotte fans, I'm sure, were annoyed. They've now lost to Davidson this year and App. It is not good for their psyche as far as basketball is concerned.
Yeah. I had a great time watching that game. That was fun. The close home games like that are good. What was not fun was seeing the next 2 games. I was so unbelievably sick yesterday. I did not get to watch the Mercer game. Did watch, unfortunately, the Elon game. I don't really have any words to describe the Elon game. Like, that was just such a butt kicking up and down. I thought Elon looked really good. I mean, maybe it was a combination of we played really bad and kind of lost, and they played really well. But I don't know. They looked really good all over the place. I don't remember how to pronounce the guy's name. Chandler Cuthrell, number 7. It's like anything he put up went in. Randall Pettis, who's by the way from Kings Mountain down the road, he crushed too. And I don't know, man, they kind of owned us. Not kind of 88-53. I can't remember. I think Matt President even said this is the most lopsided home loss in the Kearns era. And Kearns got on the horn there on the radio and said, "This is a butt kicking," and it's what it was. So I don't know, man. It was a rough game.
It was 18-17 in the first half with like 10 minutes to go, and then Elon went on a 19-4 run that we just did not recover from, and made us look downright terrible. When you only score 53 points, it means you're not going to you're not going to do well in a lot of basketball games, and then when your defense just doesn't show up at all, it just felt like every loose ball they got to, everything they threw up at whatever angle went in. They look like it's going to tell us one thing. I don't know what it is either we're not very good, or Elon's a lot better than the people give them credit for. But no one on our team had a positive plus minus. Only Jalen Tott scored in double figures, and that was because he had the green light to shoot threes in the second half, and he had a few of those. Other than that, I mean, this is ugly. They got the free throw line. They knocked them all down. We continue to struggle in that area and always have. But when you lose by 30-some, it doesn't matter if you shoot 100% from the free throw line or 50% from the free throw line. That's not going to be enough. Yeah. It's just not going to be enough. No. It's not often. I mean, we had 16 points in the paint. They had 46. They had 46 points in the paint. We had 53 total. Yeah. Not good, no matter how you cut it. No. Defense not good enough. Offense not good enough. Just almost looked like we had a hangover from Friday night, to be honest. Right? That was my initial thought is, these kids, you and I know about Elon. Like, oh, it's just Elon's right on the street, whatever. But they were in our conference together for, about a decade or so. Yeah. This still has, like, that game always used to have a little bit of juice because it was just 2 hours away. They would bring fans. We'd go down there, and people didn't like Elon, and that was just embarrassing altogether.
Yeah, it was rough. And I'll let you. I mean, I don't know if the story's any much different with the Mercer. I mean, I obviously know the score 75-67. Didn't watch it. I can't even think about the last time I didn't watch a basketball game. But What happened with Mercer, Charles?
This is a 2:00 game. I was at work, so hard to, I was paying attention as best you can when you're not,
Yeah.
when you're, at work, but didn't really get to watch it. We were up at half and we were up late, and then it just kind of felt like it really fell apart in the last few minutes. We also gave, once again, we got some defensive problems. And this is another team that looked just like Elon to the extent of they looked quicker, they played smaller, and they just did a lot of things that we weren't ready for. Like we have to, like we're just getting lazy passes out there, and they're just intercepting at like above the 3-point arc. You know what I mean? Like you can't have that. And here you go again. We don't get to the free throw line a lot. We hit half of them or so. Mercer goes to the line and hits 16 and 19. In a game like this, is that's single digits, that matters. They had a 9-point edge there, and then there's an 8-point, margin of deficit. Casey Jennings had 16. Alonzo Dodd had 11. Luke Wilson had 10. But not a lot else. The one thing that's very interesting about this game is that we started Andrew Njak started the game in place of Chad Moody. Moody ended up playing only 11 minutes, and in the few minutes that he played, he was pretty effective. He scored 5, hit both of the shots, missed a free throw, and was a plus, plus 5 for the day. But I'm curious to see what goes with that going forward. Like, is that something that we're going to see, more of or not? But when a team gets hot, shoots good against us, 7 threes in the second half for Mercer, it's hard to keep up with, and they just pulled away. Probably, the weirdest weekend at basketball I've seen in a while, where we looked like almost like two completely different teams on Friday compared to Monday and then Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because I'm watching Monday, it's like you're just flabbergasted at it's like, man, it's not what I remember saying. But I don't know. I want to give props to Elon too. They just run all over the place. They were moving the ball. They were loose. They were fluid, and we looked a half step behind anything they were trying to do really for the majority of that game. But the ladies are doing a lot better. Overall on the year, women's basketball is 5-2, playing really well against peer competition. We do drop a game against West Virginia up in Morgantown, 80-51. But then when you come back to back, kind of do the opposite, where maybe don't play very well before the weekend. And then UNC Asheville beat them handily, 64-40. And then Norfolk State on the classic Education Day matchup, 66-38. I got to say, when you see the scores, 66, they couldn't just get one more, Charles, just one more for the kids. One more for the kids. That's all they wanted.
My youngest was there, and she's one of the fortunate ones that gets to go to a lot of basketball games, and got some pictures of Yosef with her as usual, from teachers and stuff like that, and she knows Yosef, and I know there's different humans in Yosef every day, but I'm sure that they recognize her a little bit. But yeah, these two games kind of look pretty similar. 64-40, 66-38. These are the games you need to win. And it looks like our defense, kind of really playing well. Limiting teams to 40 points and 38. You can't hate that.
Right.
UNC Asheville had 17 points in the second half. And then with Norfolk State, they had 19 points in the second half, which is really half their total. So that's not really a big deal. But anytime you can hold anyone to single digits in a quarter, I think it's playing good ball. So, and then a women's basketball attendance record was actually during Education Day. So I don't know how many buses they got rolled out there to the home center, but that's great. I think that's amazing. 21 points for Deja Mitchell. She had 5 threes in the game. Definitely Atley had 17. Yeah.
Have we talked about I don't think we brought this up yet. Savannah Dada Maskell. Have we talked about her yet?
Not yet. No, it's because it's been like 9 days since we recorded.
All that
happened last week.
Yeah, this week has really thrown us for a loop here. I don't know if we've ever spent as much time texting during the day about tennis as we ever have. I mean, Charles, following this really just unprecedented, and it is unprecedented, run from Savannah, and I think tennis is cool. I don't have the bandwidth in my life to follow tennis the way I do other sports. It's kind of like hockey. Like I think hockey's a really cool sport. I just don't, I don't follow it. I don't have the time to follow it. But tennis is really dope, but getting to watch her and having a reason to watch some tennis was really awesome. And to see, first of all, making it is a really big accomplishment, making it to that tournament. But then getting into the round of 32, then going to the Sweet 16, to make it to the Elite Eight is really amazing. And I asked our resident Appalachian State tennis liaison, Robert Hogwood, of course, played men's tennis in the championship era in the mid 2000s. I kind of asked him to what is this an equivalent of in football or basketball? And he said it's legitimately like Appalachian having like a first round draft pick, someone that's in the Heisman conversation. It's just that elite of a performance and an effort. I tried to get Savannah on this week. I'm really glad that we didn't have her approved to be on, because you wouldn't have been able to be part of that, Charles. And so we're trying to get her on next week. We've been trying to get her on for like a month, it feels like. But unbelievable, Charles. Unbelievable pride in what this young lady's done.
I mean, it's really insane what she did, and putting Appalachian on the tennis map is huge. The power opponent she took down, the ranked wins that she had, the eventual number 5 ranking in the ITA. It's just insane. We haven't had anybody in women's tennis come close to anything like that. She will be an App State Hall of Famer and all those good things. When you think about App State tennis, you will think about Savannah Dada Maskell for as long as we were around. That's how monumental this was. First time All-American. I mean, just incredible stuff from her. I'm just over the moon proud. I mean, tennis is a tough sport. And when you're playing against, Power 5 opponents, and you've got a lot of these ladies who play at tennis academies, and they go to college because they're just not good enough to be a pro, but they were great. They're good tennis players, and for someone like, for Appalachian, a school that has to, if you want to practice tennis a lot, you got to go inside, and the game of tennis is so much different indoors than it is outdoors. It doesn't translate the same. And so you got to spend a lot of time perfecting your craft, because the slightest bit of wind in this game will change everything. It changes your serve, it changes your approach, it changes your returns. It's just incredible. I'm just over the moon proud for her.
And I think the stretch that she was up against the wall right in the third set. It was in the round of the Sweet 16, essentially, right? She had, in the second set, had dropped 3 games straight in a row to lose the second set.
Yeah.
Lost the next 3 in the third set. So she's down 3-0 in the third set. And looked real. I mean, you and I were texting during that run. She looks like she's out of gas a little bit. I mean, truthfully, she just looked like she was just kind of out of gas a little bit. To then go 6 in a row and to knock out her competition was as cool. I mean, really, I'm not just saying this. Is as cool a thing as I've ever seen an Appalachian athlete do. I mean, because that was you were done. I mean, your back was against the wall. You've lost, 6 in a row. The other girl had all the momentum and had all the leverage. She had the high ground essentially, and to just blow past it with 6 wins in a row to win that third set, it was so cool to watch that. I can't wait to talk about.
That's really, when it comes to tennis, that's what the sport is all about, is picking yourself up after you're being so close to winning, because you only play, when you play a best of 3 and you're points away from taking down the match in 2 sets, and then those couple of points don't go your way, and all of a sudden you're playing a third set. Well, you got to pick yourself back up. And it was a classic situation where it's like the other girl got excited and got her adrenaline, and then as soon as it kind of wore off, Savannah was there to run away. That is That is crazy tennis to go 6 games in a row. Losing 6 and then winning 6, incredible.
Yeah.
Especially to win 6 in a row to close out a match like that is really, really, really difficult.
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch. It was so inspiring. Really was. And I love that video. That there are these viral videos of her winning that final point, right? And to win in the third set. And Robert mentioned, that there were all these like kind of like not traditional journalists, like have large Instagram followings that cover tennis, like kind of in a cool, just kind of a hip kind of bar. I don't want to say bar stool away, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
they were covering Savannah and app tennis so closely and painting us in such a positive light because it was so amazing. Because mid majors like Appalachia are not supposed to be there. Just they're not supposed to. That's not supposed to happen.
It doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't happen. Yeah, that's why it's so amazing. Is it's one thing to get there in the opening rounds. It's a huge to get to the second round, but to go further than that, it's not a thing. It doesn't happen. So really, really happy for Savannah. Can't wait to have her on. And then finally, just covering out Olympic sports here with wrestling, the Mountaineer Open. Got 4 champs in the Mountaineer Open we had this past week. Stephen Mockery, Thomas Brooker, Caden Kaiser, and Cooper Foster secured titles. It looked like we had Presbyterian, UNC Pembroke, Ohio, and North Carolina Gardner Webb, Chattanooga. Yeah, all those different schools. NC State, all these different schools participating in the Mountaineer Open, which it was great. A great event having wait, that was in Boone, was it? Yeah, it was in Boone.
Yep.
And so then we're facing this Sunday, number 10 in Boone, NC State. That'll be, for those of you sticking around for the weekend, that'll be quite something. 3 p.m. Sunday, NC State in Boone, number 10, right in the country. Anything to say about that, Charles?
I really don't have anything much to add. But yeah, it's always good to have. That'll be good atmosphere. It'll be full in Varsity Gym on Sunday afternoon. So if you're around after Thanksgiving and after the Arkansas State game, might as well stay in Boone, get your tree in the morning or in the afternoon, and head to Varsity Gym.
So I don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves, but last week we did do the Facebook and the hashtag BGV Mail Session. We did the Facebook first, and then we won. So I don't want to say that we are the reason we won. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on oneself, but I think we should do the Facebook group again, and we want to thank our sponsor, Blue Deer Cookies, for sponsoring the hashtag BGP Mail Satchel segment. Downtown Boone, downtown Blowing Rock, and West Jefferson. The best place to get a hot cup of coffee, the best coffee bar in Boone, as well as some sweet treats. The cookies, they had the snickerdoodles out this past weekend. My son and I, for the Marshall game, went and got a cookies and cream snickerdoodle ice cream cookie sandwich. It was awesome. So be sure to check out Blue Deer and tell them the podcast sent you. Got a lot of people that go to Blue Deer and send me pictures. It's pretty cool. And the best submission here, and this is going to be an abbreviated. I'm sure it'll be an abbreviated satchel because we have Thanksgiving stuff to get to. But we're going to dive in anyway. So Charles, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, Sean Welch, first one in the satchel. Fresh off a tailgate of the game win, is that right?
No, congratulations, Sean. Yeah.
So I didn't realize they call his tailgate Bad Apple Cart. I think that's an amazing tailgate name.
Yes. Yeah, they're very proud of the bus too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So little throwback here. What is your favorite? What could have been App State football player? Bunner, Jalen Moore, and Sean Price. They had the talent to be high-level NFL players, but injuries and other stuff got in the way.
Other stuff.
Yeah, I hate when other stuff gets in the way.
Like people's necks.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it.
Sean Price.
Make sure you take the turkey neck out of your turkey before you put it in the oven this morning or tonight or whatever you're doing, this afternoon, whatever it is. The neck's get in the way a lot of the stuffing. I don't know. I think Sean Price is definitely kind of one of those. But if you think about success and, due to bad luck, I'll say, Jalen Moore had it. And I'll never forget when they had their pro day, went somewhere, and there were some scouts in town. I think it was for the Ravens, and a guy came up to me, and he didn't identify himself as a scout, but I was like, why is this random person asking me about Jalen Moore?
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about him? I was like, this is what a scout does, And I was like, I'll tell you who he is, and the best of my knowledge, I'm just a fan. I don't know him personally, but we all knew how hard of a runner he was, how hard he was to get down. He was just a man, and I'm so glad that. I mean, that was a dirty tackle at Arkansas State. Good timing, I guess, there. Playing Arkansas State. And shout out to Joseph McElfresh saying that's the dirtiest team in the league by far.
Yep.
Or at least it was. But yeah, I would agree with Sean. Jalen Moore for me. I can't think of anyone else that like suffered an injury that like Matt Stevens. I mean, I know he got injured and what could have been had, back in the day, had he been able to play.
He had his moments though in the NFL though. I mean,
sure, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what
Sean
could I
Price
guess
is
what
like
could have been at.
Yeah. Sean Price reminds me of that that time that or I think of Sean Price when I see the clip of, I think it was Rich Eisen asking Deion Sanders like who's the greatest athlete he's ever seen, and was it Bo Jackson, and Deion I think essentially said like, yeah, Bo's up there, but like I think it was my cousin Junebug. He said I couldn't even. He's like, when I would go back, he said when I'd go back home, and I think he, I'm not saying, I'm saying what I think Deion said. I think he said, my cousin was a crackhead and he would steal from me, and I tried to chase him down and I couldn't catch him. Like if Deion Sanders can't catch you, then you're a pretty good athlete. So he said, yeah, my cousin Junebug was the greatest athlete I've ever seen. And I think of like how many Junebugs are out there that are just elite athletes that you just never hear about because they couldn't get it together, or they, whatever, they didn't have the discipline or
there's plenty of that.
Right. Yeah. Right. So I think if Sean Price is like anybody that ever played with him, was on the field with him, practiced with him that I know of, all say he was the best. No one was better. And we saw him. And that was really, he set freshman records. I mean, he really was ridiculously good. And, as time goes on, I think younger app fans are like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I mean, he was pretty elite. And Jalen, when he got hurt, I remember feeling like exactly what you were saying. Like, man, you don't want this to hurt his future prospects. It makes me very grateful that someone like Akeem Davis-Gaither was able to overcome their like foot injuries to play in the NFL, because for a while there, like, he played hurt, and you're like, how is this going to impact him? And he's been able to sign that contract and play really well in Arizona, and that makes me feel really good. But Sean Price was different. Jalen Moore was great, but Sean Price was on a different level, I think.
It's just so funny how injuries can affect things so much.
Yeah.
And availability and just people being in your way. Like the Davis Gaver, got a second contract from another team, that signed as a free agent. Had an interception this past week.
Yep.
And then DeMarco Jackson drafted by the Saints. All this, and then it didn't work out there for whatever reason. Gets signed by the Bears. All their linebackers are hurt. He goes in there and has 15 tackles.
It's unbelievable.
Like how many of those guys are out there who can just step in and like collect a dozen tackles and play good football? And then I realized, like, well, wait a minute, this dude's just sitting out there. Like
that he's a specimen too, dude. He was in there in that locker room with that cutoff shirt. It's like, what a dude DeMarco Jackson is. Man,
he looked like he fit. Yeah,
it looks like he should be making 15 tackles.
Jay Neal, if this football season was a sandwich, what would it be? We won a football game and all the questions got weird. He says Reuben with extra sauerkraut.
Hold on a second. I'm not gonna let you walk past that comment. We won a football game and all the questions got weird.
Yeah.
That's so true. There wasn't enough ice in my cups this week.
Yeah, like I can't believe I saw someone getting sick before they walked in the stadium.
Oh my god, that's so funny. What is it, Charles?
All right, I would say it's going to be something. It's like something that you're not expecting. So, like if you go to the country club and you're like, yeah, I want a club sandwich. And then they put like usually it's turkey ham, lettuce, tomato, all that good stuff, just basic plain white bread. And then all of a sudden there's like some Thousand Island dressing on it, and then like the middle piece of bread is like marbled rye or pumpernickel, and you're like, what is this? You know, like the little special surprise. I think that's what I'm going with. That's you know,
I'm gonna.
it's like you want to spit it out, but then you're like, yeah, I paid $15 for this, so I might as well eat it.
I have nothing to add to that. I'm gonna let the marbled rye. I'm gonna let that ride. I can't give a better answer than that.
Okay, good deal. All right, moving on. John Bowman, in the spirit of Thanksgiving and to lighten up what has been an up and down season on the gridiron, what are the two of you most thankful for as it relates to this App State football season?
I'll say
good weather.
Yeah. Weather's been good. I'll say this. Right when you think that things are really bad, and they get really bad. Relatively speaking, obviously, like if you have your health and your family, things can't really be bad. But regarding football, the fact that we could play a game, even we're down in the dumps and we're trying to beat a good Marshall team, and they're wanting to beat us, and then Kid Brewer can elevate at the end, and you kind of remind yourself that like we could be mad at NIL, we could be mad at the portal, we can say we don't like that we're getting worse, not better. Like you can say all that stuff, but we all kind of feel the elevation that a good Kid Brewer crowd can give you. That's reassuring. I think, I don't know. I think we're all being honest. We're all kind of feeling good that, man, it could still feel like that, even if we're not playing well, even if our record sucks, and even if we don't think we're a very good team, that, man, sometimes the ghosts come out. And that was really cool to experience last week, that played a close game, got those couple of fumbles, and it was just electric. So I was really thankful to experience that.
So thankful for muscle memory of the fans knowing when it's time to step up and root the team on. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I think that's a good point. I'm thankful that we haven't lost our way either. Like we understand the challenges that college football is now, and I'm thankful that when the going gets tough, like when it's just time to go play ball, that we just go play ball and watch ball.
Yeah,
and we can complain about all the things we can't I can't control, like right now on Thanksgiving morning, but when it comes to the game day, it's we know what we're supposed to do. Come early, stay late, and be loud, be respectful.
Yeah, that's right. John, send me your address. I'll send you a card for that. I got to distribute some of these, so that was good. A good, warm, touchy-feely question about Thanksgiving. That's good.
All right, AJ, this one's for you. As Alex prepares for the final home game of the season, which will be a true late November West Side experience, that shade hits different. What are his end-of-year reviews for the West Side? What does he miss most, if anything, about the East Side?
I mean, you can't spend, 15 years somewhere and not have good memories, and not miss the people. I mean, there's some great people over there that I got to interact with, Nathan Rector, Mike McKenzie, Sean Welch are all over there, and, Steve Preston, Billy Stiles, shout out Billy Stiles is over there. And I'll tell you one thing that someone I really appreciate that we don't, I don't know if we've ever mentioned him, but beer hat guy, John Harris, he led a happy birthday rendition for my son 2 years ago that like made his night. Held my son up, and he led the whole section 112 and singing happy birthday to him. It's like if you sit somewhere long enough, and you get people around you, and James, if I don't say James Burchett, he's gonna flip out. So James, the OG cricket man himself, but you get used to it. It's like you just said, muscle memory. You had your way. You go up the hill, you go in the thing, you go. That's where you go to the bathroom. Like you have your thing. So, that's great. It is. The West Side, the shade is undeniable. It's undeniable. And I don't know. I like where we are now. I love my people on the East Side always. But yeah, I think it was a positive shift for sure. To be where we are. So
I'll say this. Question. Saturday is going to be your perfect West Side shade experience when it will be sunny, but at the same time it will be brisk on Saturday.
You can always fix that. Thick socks, toboggans.
Yeah. So yeah, be prepared. And Kempton Smith, I think you saw this and it asked about the superstitious person. Said that change the team results has something to do with BGP changing the order of which we do the satchel.
Yeah.
Any comments? Was it planned? I think it was just after JMU. We just said, we got to do something different.
Yeah, Brandon Turner said it. He said, "Do something different." I said, "All right,
that's what
all right,
it was.
Brandon."
That's what it was. Matthew Lyons, the last one in Facebook. AJ.
Okay.
Two-parter. Assuming we win Saturday, it looks like there's a potential for 8 or 9 Sunbelt teams to be bowl eligible with 6 wins. Is there any chance we don't make a bowl due to too many eligible teams? Is there any specific bowl location team you would like to see us up against? So, Matthew, I don't know if you're on Twitter or X, but Brett McMurphy spelled it out. I think the number is 72 teams were already eligible after last Saturday. Not counting any of the MAC games this week. I don't think those impacted anything. For 82 bowl spots, and there were 20 teams who could get to 6 wins this weekend. So obviously you can do the math there and say, well, that doesn't sound good. Because if they all win, then someone with 6 wins is staying home. But there was a lot of those games, such as Marshall, Georgia Southern, App, Arkansas, playing each other. So like you're knocking 3 out. Yeah. So what are the odds that of 14 teams, you're going to have 3 get eligible, doing the math here. So you need 7 spots. So like half of them more than half would have to win. But there's also some teams like playing like some like tough opponents, like Auburn is 5-6, or they're playing Alabama. Okay, tough deal. But it is on the plains. It's not in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
anything can happen. So what are the odds? I think there's great odds. There's great odds that there's a chance that someone at 6 wins gets left out for whatever reason. And I would say, Matthew and AJ would probably agree, I don't care who we play. I don't care where we play. Chances are it'll be close, and I don't care if it is in Conway at 11 o'clock in the morning on the beach itself.
Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers now. I mean, we can't be doing that.
At 10-2, you have a reason to complain. Or right? Like you're like, man.
Yeah, 6-6.
You got to go Montgomery.
6-6, you got jury duty. 10-2.
6-6, you got jury duty. You might be going to Conway.
Oh Lord, can you imagine the court cases there? No.
No.
I want a bowl location where we have the maximum amount of people going to the game just to help support the boys. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I don't want to get on a plane.
No.
I don't want to go to Texas or New Mexico or
no.
Make it a car ride. No disrespect to the state of Alabama, but if we're there, we'll go. But we'd rather not.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad drive. I mean, Montgomery was 6 hours away. That wasn't bad. That wasn't.
Just got taken for the time change.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So it's really sad.
All right, we'll jump into the Twitters here. So Charles, what we got? We got 15 minutes. How much time do we have?
We got however long it takes, 15, 20. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right, because we're not going to get through all these then. It's okay, but we'll pick them out. Stedman Smith, the high in Boone on Saturday is 36 degrees. What food choice are we going with for the tailgate since soup isn't a meal? Also, how are we feeling about attendance on Saturday now that there's a bowl game at stake? I like this question because of the attendance question, because I've continued to just be impressed at people showing up. I mean, for the last 5 years, I've with COVID, coaching changes, portal stuff, and we've just done really, really well on Thanksgiving weekend when we've had a home game. The time I was really taken aback was 2021, the Thomas Hennigan take a bow moment. It's there's so many people here Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, we've been to Thanksgiving weekend games where there's less than 20,000 people. And that's fine, whatever. The people show up there. If you're showing up for Thanksgiving weekend, that's a solid crowd. That's a good crowd. But man, we've just done really, really well putting people in the stands. And so I think actually, I think that I think when you win a game the way we won it, and we fought, and the excitement, and it kind of gets you hooked again. It's kind of like hitting it down the fairway on 17. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna do well on 18. Yeah, I think it just carries over. So I think I don't know what the attendance will be, but I've been skeptical about attendance at the very end of the year for a long time, and I'm always proven wrong. It feels like. I don't know if you have a take on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit different. It's not Georgia Southern. It's in this spot. I think that's a team that'll bring people to the game, no matter where what these teams are doing with their seasons. It will be the end of a year after we had a back-to-back game last week. Back-to-back home weekends. So I think there are some factors that could lead to lower attendance for sure.
Yeah.
Weather, second game in a row after Thanksgiving, not Georgia Southern. It's a West opponent we haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
So the whole like when we started in the Sun Belt, Arkansas State and Louisiana, we're like, hey, those are the teams you got to go. Like those are the big teams outside of Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Now we don't play them anymore like we used to. A whole, like graduating class of college is come and gone when like we haven't really played Louisiana like we used to.
Yeah.
Like, that's a different time, and that is it's just similar to like Monday night against Elon. Like a lot of people didn't think that was a big deal. There were no students at that game, like in the basketball game, because they didn't know about it. So yeah, I'm concerned a little bit, but at the same time, man, you never know. It's 37 degrees. Like, we're playing for something great. Like, go out there and show Arkansas State what it's like. Like this is what support looks like when the season's kind of whatever it is, but there's still something there. I just think we owe it to them to go out there and support them, because they're going to go out there and try to make us be entertained. So go to it. It's easy for me to say since I live here, but yeah, I mean, I have reasons to think that it may, there are plenty of reasons out there to say it won't be great, but if anything, that fourth quarter against Marshall shows that we don't need 30,000 people in the stands. We just need the right group of people to go out there and support and make a difference.
This spring, when you realize how far away football season is, nobody listening to me right now will ever say, sitting down in the spring thinking about, man, football season's so far away. No one will ever say, man, I'm glad I stayed home and didn't go to that last football game. Mm-hmm. No one will say that. No one will say, I'm glad I saved my energy that weekend. I could have gone, but I decided not to. Just go to the game. You get 6 home games a year, 5 Saturdays. This is it. This is the last home game for 9 months. So just, and by the way, what's on the tailgate? I'm curious.
Oh yeah, I have not decided yet.
Oh,
but it's got to be a warm. We did chili last week.
Yep.
So I'm kind of leaning toward maybe a jambalaya, some hot rice on the belly will do you well. So,
okay. Well,
Arkansas State's mascot isn't really like a, it's in that region of the country is that it really don't have like.
Yeah.
I mean, we could make some porridge. Like that's the only thing I think of is like the or something like that. I don't know.
Well, Arkansas, they're big into duck hunting, so you can make like duck soup or something, or duck or something.
Yeah,
ducks in Arkansas.
I'm not gonna. That's interesting.
Hey, it's a suggestion here. Of course, I have no skin in the game, so I can make any suggestion. This is Thomas Cook reading on social media how we are getting outbid for football and basketball players, and that our coaching assistant salaries are not that competitive. How is this the case when our ticket sales and attendance is at or near the top of the conference in G5? I'm not sure what Thomas is talking about here with where the conversations are being had about being outbid for football and basketball. Here's what I understand to be true, and I think this is true. I think for years we were asleep at the wheel with NIL and didn't take it seriously. I think this past year was the first year that athletics, it really is that, okay, well, we got to do something about this. I think that probably besides JMU, I think we're near the top in NIL this year in football. That's how I understand it. That's what I understand to be true. I could be wrong. Maybe, Charles, you've heard something different, but that's what I understand. And as far as coaching assistant salaries, we've never had a higher assistant salary pool ever. This is the highest we've ever had. There was a lot of money being spent. First of all, paying out a coach that you're firing to not be coach anymore, and then you're bringing on a brand new coach, relocation expenses, and you've increased the salaries of the assistants. So to say it's not competitive, I would say based on what? And I really don't know. I don't know how competitive it is, position coach to position coach, or I don't know if they're talking about available analysts or what. I don't know, but I'm under the impression that we made it a pretty big investment and step up to be higher up in this case. Now, as far as ticket sales, yes, I think we are at the top of the Sun Belt in ticket sales and attendance, but that's just one area of the revenue stream. More than half our athletics budget is student fees, which is true, by the way, of every G5 program.
Mm-hmm.
Athletics is funded by student fees. If you're at a G5 school, you're funded by student fees mainly. So I'm not sure what Thomas is saying. I've just understood that we have a really high assistant pool for certainly the Sun Belt, and that our NIL is not what it used to be. So I'm not sure. I mean, are we getting outbid? I think everybody gets outbid, but I don't think it's fair to say we are where we were, in that regard.
Yeah, I've missed those conversations as well. Kind of a new topic for me as far as football is concerned, at least in the last week or so. But, it's a lot of what we do to, as far as tickets are concerned, and sellouts and good attendance, and, we pay more than the average Sun Belt fan to go to a game, is the ability to be able to put that on, and have flyovers and have all these extra things. It's like it goes right back into the whole Saturday experience at Kidder Stadium. If you don't want higher end food or premium beverage options or et cetera like that, then, and you want to pay $15 for a ticket, then you'll get $15 worth of entertainment right back out of it. So,
yeah,
and that's the way I kind of look at that. But to host 35,000 people, you got to have more people doing that.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when you have suites, and then you have club level, and you have a north end zone, and then you got to take care of, to make sure that the whole thing gets cleaned up. Once everybody leaves, there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't think it's just simply like, hey, we're stocking up money, because if we have it, we're going to go spend it, on something. We do have an advantage over a lot of Sunbelt schools in that regard, but that's our advantage, and I don't think that's taking us to some level that we are surpassing, the Wake Forests or North Carolinas of the world or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good that we have that. It's one of our advantages, and things that we don't have in return, the fact that we don't have the attendance at a basketball game, kind of evens that out throughout the year. I don't know the ins and outs of the books. I'm not too concerned about it either, but the Saturday product is a Saturday product. I think you get your money's worth when you go to Kidder Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, anytime anybody talking about finances at our level needs to understand that nobody at our peer level operates in the black. They just don't. Everybody's running deficits, and even a Wake Forest, whatever. I don't know Wake Forest books, they're private, but the reason why you can see advertisements for hey, buy 5 tickets for $50, for a Wake Forest flash sale or whatever, where we don't do that at App. Our tickets aren't that cheap, is because they don't have the ticket sale revenue like Wake Forest does and that we do, but they also get $30 million a year just for being in their conference. They get $30 million and we get I think $2 million for being in our conference. So finances are in where it comes from, media rights and all that stuff, a game changer. But I think at the end of the day, Charles, what I understand to be true today is that investments are being made that weren't being made before. So I don't know.
Yeah, and football dollars just don't stay football dollars. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, you got to, you can't spend it unless you have it. It's divvied out across all the sports programs. You can't have some of the programs we have if you don't have football.
Yeah. No, we have 17. We have 17 athletic, programs. So, Money's got to get spread around. This is good. Adam Hicks. I'm going to give Adam this one. Adam, send me your address. How much do we have to win on Saturday for Coach Loggins to go to Butch Jones's huddle after the game, pat his players on the head, and call them all champions of life? Oh man, he would win so much goodwill if he did that, Charles. At least for guys like
Oh man, that would
that's good.
That's fun. That's a funny comment. It would yeah. I'll take
for those of you that aren't aware, so this was 2016, because I'm just now realizing that there are plenty of people listening that weren't around in 2016 or around App State. Appalachia plays Tennessee. Butch Jones is the head coach. We do not trail at all in regulation, go into overtime and lose, and a heartbreaker and a fumble recovered in the end zone. And it was a great game by Appalachia State. We played an awesome game and whipped Tennessee up front all game. And in our huddle, Butch Jones, head coach, comes in there and like tries to hype our guys up and says, "Yay, great, keep your head up, good job," or whatever. That's what Adam's talking about. And Butch Jones is now the head coach at Arkansas State. That would be hilarious. MJMNC, considering we did not make a bowl game last season and then lost most of our best players, would 6-6 in bowl eligibility be a success? Charles, what do you think?
Yes. I think if you go back to August and we say you're going to a bowl game and you're going to be 6-6, you'll say, okay, probably like what we needed, right?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a huge difference between being 5-7 and then say 6-7 or then 7-6, because you get to play an extra game, you get to sell that to recruits. We're making improvements. We've gotten better. We're turning this thing around. That's what that coaching staff can go sell to recruits. But if you go 6-6 or you go, like let's just assume if you're the journey to get there, like we've talked about all year long, is like, what does it look like? How do we get there? How's the sausage made?
Yeah.
We're not going to necessarily love how the sausage was made, right?
Right. Yeah.
But we will absolutely eat that hot dog and take it home with us and do the things and dress it up, because if you're going to lose half of them and win half of them, there's going to be a funky way to get in there, and you're going to have some moments where you wish that we're better off than what they were, and you're going to have some moments. And when we look back at this and say, if we win Saturday, that we went through a 4-game losing streak and still won 6 games. No matter who they are, you still did it. It still counts. They still invite you. There's no strength of schedule in this stuff. If there's tiebreakers, it goes to who's showing up at games, who's spending money in Montgomery or Myrtle Beach or Tupelo or wherever. They want us to go there. That matters. That's why going on Saturday matters. That's why going to a bowl game matters, because those bowl committees don't want fans that won't show up. They don't want schools that teams don't support and don't spend money in their towns. Like, they spend money to have these bowl games. They spend money to sponsor this stuff. And that's what they want. Yeah.
No, I think that's right. I agree. I think it'll be rated a success if we do go 6-6. And I think a lot of this is perception based. I think a lot of it is we reached a threshold, we checked a box, because the 4 wins that we have. Oh, there's Donnie Haynes. Let's go, Donnie Haynes. We got the arriving Thanksgiving crowd here at the Haynes household. That's awesome. We should have put him on here, Charles. People want to hear from Donnie Haynes more than they want to hear from us.
I just want to hear about that pumpkin pie over there he put on the counter. It's a big one. That's like 14 inches around. Like it's like
really?
A medium pizza size pumpkin pie. Like, I want nothing else than just that by myself.
Holy cow! Let's go.
I think I'll just stay down here and get a fork and just start going to town.
Dad, what happened to the pie?
No, I don't know. You didn't bring one.
But I think though, we'll just wrap up here. This will be the last one, since Thanksgiving festivities have started in the Haynes household here. Our four wins, up until this last Marshall win, were probably the worst that we've ever had in a collective season together. The worst. So I'm not even like, if last year's team played this year's team, I'm not even. you can make an argument that
Yeah.
last year's team wasn't actually worse, quote unquote worse. We just happen to play an historically terrible schedule. But I don't think that matters. I think that you play the schedule that's in front of you, you play it, and you win it. You win it or you lose it. And I think that given what we lost, given what we've been through, 6-6 bowl eligibility is an accomplishment. I think it's a plus. I think it's a thumbs up, and we'll be happy with it. We do have other questions here that we're not going to be able to get to. We're going to have to be abbreviated here today on this episode. I do want to shout out one person here, Tim Herdklotz. After losing 4 in a row, the Mountaineers won on Saturday versus Marshall. Saturday was also the day Boonshine offered the Black Saturday game day light lager. Coincidence? I think not. I just want to, hey, we recorded with the Facebook questions first last week. We had the Boonshine Black Saturday beer. That seems to be a combination of winning. I don't know. Maybe we should think about that for next year as well.
They got gone really fast. Is what I've heard. Went back down and was and they're like, you can go check other places, but we're out. And I'm like, wow. And so that's good to hear. I think people enjoyed their beverages, and maybe even I got a lot of comments last week, honestly, about the sneak, don't sneak one out deal. I was really surprised. A lot of people were like, that was funny. And I was like, really? I just kind of said what I said. I wasn't trying to be like, breaking the law or anything, but if you happen to take an empty can out and put it on a shelf or something somewhere, then you want to display it, then do you?
Is that one back there on the shelf?
No, it's not.
If the internet feed wasn't a little blurry, I'd try to look a little closer, but I can't see anything that's on there. All right, Charles, happy Thanksgiving, man. Thanks for bearing with me through my illness, and thanks to everybody for listening, and hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Charles, anything else before we wrap up?
No. Thanks for everybody who listens. It's obvious. When we record on Tuesday for Thanksgiving week, you don't really feel like you're really in Thanksgiving mode. But for the first time ever, it is 10:30. I need to start the smoker, and get to some things I did not expect. I didn't hear my dad even walk in the door. I thought that was kind of hilarious. Like, if you walk into my garage door, and the door just randomly opens to the back. I'm like, hello, Mr. Pumpkin Pie Man. So sorry about not getting to all the questions, but you got the show. Hope everybody enjoys. I'm sure some people are going to be thrilled to be driving somewhere, and wives are going to be like, "You mean you haven't listened to this yet?" Like, they just released it this morning.
Do you know how many wives have told me, like, yeah, I've heard your voice.
Oh, you're that one. Okay.
David Larkin's mom said, "I've fallen asleep to your voice."
Yikes! Yeah.
I'm sorry we're that boring. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Boonshine for sponsoring the show. And until next episode, which I guess hopefully fingers crossed will be Sunday, go Apps.